Hello and welcome to Goa News Now. Soon after the results, we had met uh, the MLA, then MLA, Mauvin Godinho ji, and now the minister. So we had asked him when he will get the ministry, we will again meet him to find out what will be his visions for Goa and with regards to the ministry that has been, in his kitty now. So, sir, congratulations for getting some crucial ministry.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir, with regards to Panchayat, you have been, there for 5 years for the Panchayat. Panchayat was there with you. Now, since you have got industry, that is another major portfolio. What would be your, goal this time to, for these two crucial ministries?
See, as you know, in the Panchayat ministry, lot of new things have happened. Just to mention one of the thing, the technical cell has been a game changer. Permissions, after obtaining them, then to get the technical approvals is to take such a long time that more than 6 months, sometimes 8 months, sometimes a year. And today, with our own technical cell in the department itself, it hardly takes 15 days. So there was a time when funds were not utilized even to the extent of 50%. Today, if you look at the scenario, entire funds are exhausted because panchayats have started to do that much of work. I compliment them, and they have started utilizing the funds. Things are changing in the villages, and that is what they are supposed to do. Now, this has happened because of the technical cell. So, just one of the things. So many other changes, like we highest level of allocation every year under 14 Finance Commission. It used to be never more than 30 crores, 32 crore to be exact, the highest we had. Now we have been given 75 crores. This financial year, they will give in excess of 100 crores. We are sure about that because that much of funds have been utilized. We have been showcasing how much work is being done by our sarpanches. So it's a very good thing. Now, as far as these are few things what I am mentioning, then the whole interview will go only telling about Panchayat. Transportation, of course, with regard to the environment, we are in the process of acquisition of electrical buses. Taxi, taxi problem was there, you are aware, because of Goa miles. How much of agitation was there? Installation of digital meters is going on at a frenzied pace. It will be completed very soon. And at least people will be operating on those digital meters. We have as many as 2 counters for local taxi people. So these are the changes that have been evolved. New bus stands are being developed. What was work in progress will be completed, like Vasco bus stand. I want to put it in the fast track and get that bus stand also completed. Mapsa bus stand has seen the light of the day, and like this several other places infrastructure works are going on. And I have demanded that Goa we should go with electrical buses, at least the KTC, to the extent of almost acquiring about 1200 buses. There was a conference just before the elections in the
1200 for all Goa.
all Goa. I said in the next 5 years we have to get that many buses because Goa is a tourism state. Goa should have the minimum pollution levels. Goa should have clean air. Goa should be clean and green. That is the motto behind all that. Now, moving on to industries, it is nothing new for me. I was industries minister way back in the 1990s when the Verna industrial estate happened and so many other industrial estates happened. And you know, at that time the tax holiday also was there when Arun Nehru was the commerce minister. For tax holiday was extended also that time, and how much of industry came into Goa, we are all witness to that. After that, somehow I have not seen things moving at that fast pace, and particularly in the last decade or so, I met the members of the CII, I met members of the GSIA, and also other stakeholders. Individually, industrialists came and met me, and they complained about nothing happening whatsoever for the last decade or so. So they said we want fast redressal of grievances. In fact, I was asking them, why is it that you did not make a grievance out of this earlier? They said, no, we did make a grievance. We went public. Ultimately, we reached a level where we burst out. And actually, that is what happened just before the elections. But now, given the fact that we have to welcome environment-friendly industry, I have gone in in a fast-track mode discussing with my officials, discussing with various stakeholders, discussing with the association, discussing with the common man also who is connected with the industry. So I have got very good valuable suggestions and I hope to incorporate them, even if it necessitates changing of the law, tweaking the law in terms of the investment promotion board, or for that matter even the IDC Act, where small hurdles which can be cleared on day-to-day basis, they are quoting that law and nothing moves. You take the example of other states in what fast mode they are moving. Everybody is making a beeline to other states. Goa, nobody is coming. So I want to reverse that scenario where industries also want to come to Goa in a big way, put up the industry. If industry comes, automatic economic activity will take place, automatically employment will be generated. So we want employment to be generated. We want people to come to Goa to put up industry in a big way. And I think Goa is ideally located. It is one of the best places to make, to convert it into a logistical hub. We have the second airport coming up. We have broad gauging being done, double tracking being done. Then you have the best of waterways. You have well-equipped port which can be even more better utilized. What we don't have, we are blessed with nature. In fact, yesterday I was giving the example of places like Singapore and Dubai, which were deserts, which are converted into nothing but trading hubs, which are logistical hubs. So it does not destroy the environment as such, because there is no pollution taking place. It's only getting the containers from one place and then stacking it and accordingly sending it to various parts of the world or various parts of the country. Why can't we do that? We go for jobs abroad and we exactly do those types of jobs where trading is involved, in the logistic industry, where people are well conversant with the English language, and they do exactly those jobs of handling administration, handling the office, looking after in managerial capacities, the various things involved. So why can't we let this happen in Goa? So my mind is exercised and is working in that direction. And I must say that whether it is the CII or whether it is GSI, they have offered their full cooperation. Other associations as well, I will be meeting, whether it is the Goa Chamber of Commerce as well. I am giving them time shortly, and once we converge together, we get our ideas together and combine the synergies, I think we will get good results, and which will be there for everyone to see in the shortest possible time.
Sir, when we are talking about Panchayat, now the elections are due. So when it is likely to that government will call for us, election commission will be calling for Panchayat election, and whether this election will be on a party line or not?
No, it will not be on party lines. You can be sure about that. I don't intend having Panchayat elections on party line. But one thing, first is the delimitation. There have been several flaws in delimitation. See, government very consciously handed over the delimitation process to the election commission. Ultimately, they are also meant by individuals like us, only humans like us. They in turn handed it over to the administration. I have seen a lot of it not happening the way I thought it will happen, in a much better way. Because we, the political class as ministers, if we were directly handling it, then allegations come, we do it the way we want. But apparently I have come against some glaring examples where they have caught hold of local officials who are dealing with the delimitation, and but one particular ward which is homogeneous, from one ward they have transferred the entire voting to another ward to give advantage to some X person. See, such type of manipulation cannot be accepted. Then there have been examples where certain votes are repeated in two wards. That means that person has the luxury of voting in two places or voting whichever ward he wants. This is not proper. When such glaring examples are there, in fact, government has to take a call, because it is in consultation with the state government whether delimitation should take place for this particular election, or we should go as per the old system or the old wards which were there, because there is hardly any time. We have to complete the process in June. So and soon after that are the reservation problem which has to be resolved by the election commission, again in consultation with the state government. So I still expect the elections to take place in the first week of June. June 4th, in fact, is the tentative date decided by us. So we have to finish other processes before that.
Most likely with the old that voting area, geographical area list.
Yeah, it may happen that way. We have to still take a call. It is the election commission and the state government which will decide. When I observed those very serious anomalies, very serious mistakes, then I said sometimes the remedy is worse than the disease. What was earlier not correct, if it was sought to be corrected through delimitation. But if it is going to result in something becoming even more worse, then we have to take a call. Government has to take a call, because tomorrow I am answerable. The government is answerable in the house, in the assembly. It is not the election commission who will come and answer there.
Sir, in the last tenure, our government had come out with a plan wherein a scheme wherein every house will get numbers. So our local journalist here also had done a story on how these panchayats authorities are demanding affidavits from the people. So, as a panchayat minister, do you think that these kind of affidavits are really required when the house numbers are only for to identify these houses?
It is totally wrong on the part of some panchayats or the panchayat secretaries to demand an affidavit. I will pull up those particular secretaries. If required, I will take the strictest action. They are not supposed to demand anything. It is a matter of right. Once you have an existing structure, you have an existing house, it was to facilitate exactly these type of houses by giving them a number. By getting artificial things like you get affidavit, you get this document, that document, who has authorized them? It is only to extort money from the people. That's why we will be taking the strictest action. I am further going to streamline allotment of the numbers in the coming days, which you will get to know very soon.
Coming back to the industry, sir, even I interviewed many, industrialists, especially the GSI president Damodar Kochkar. Again and again, he had the same grievances with two pages grievances, and he was saying that we need somebody who can understand. And after you took over. I called some of the industrialists, and they were very happy because they said that now we have got the visionary leader. At least now industry's issue will be solved. So by when you think that their issues will be sorted out, because every AGM the same issues are repeated, so by when, at least by next year or before, prior to that?
See, my endeavor is to resolve these issues at the earliest, as early as possible. I cannot give a time frame, but obviously some issues can be solved immediately in the next few months. Some issues will take about 6 months, but in a less than a year's time, they will see the difference. You will see the difference. Goans will see a difference. How industrialists want to come and set up shop in Goa, want to come and set up the industry. My trust is going to be on the local industry. There are some prosperous units in Goa. They are not being allowed to expand. They have been struggling to get land for their expansion. So much so, they have gone to Maharashtra. I know a classic example of one known good company has gone to Maharashtra just because of artificial difficulties created. So these things will not be allowed to happen. So you will expect results in the medium term and in the long term as well. And some results could be perhaps settled in a couple of weeks.
Sir, now since you are also the transport minister, we have seen the new transport motor vehicle act has been in place. Anything that would change the whole prospects of this motor vehicle act, or anything you have tried to introduce new things, or what exactly is your message to the people with regards to this new act?
See, the new act simply imposes higher fines if you violate the law. My simple proposition to the people is, if you don't break the law, why do you have to pay the fine at all? What does it matter? It is more or less. You don't break the signal, you don't pay a fine. You wear the seat belt, you don't pay a fine. You wear your crash helmet, which is for your safety, you don't pay fine. So whatever the laws changes have taken place, that is only for the safety of the people. It is not the intention of the government to collect higher fine. Government does not survive on the fines levied or the amount collected as fines from the people. They should be, I want to be clear on that. It is only to instill discipline on the roads. Because when you are drunk, when you are driving a car, you are like a moving bomb. You can explode on anybody. You will kill that person. You may not get killed, but you are putting other people's life to risk. So why should no higher fines be there? In fact, the strictest of punishment and action should be taken against drunken driving. So we have to realize these things. So it is high time we change our mindset. Simply saying that high fines are high, only we in Goa are different. Others have already implemented and imposed these fines in other states.
Sir, one last question I wanted to know. Other states, when we proceed in other states, we have seen highways have those CCTV cameras, and the fines are directly, received by the recipient. Now, Goan roads are getting better. Within this year, the whole national highway will be completed and thrown open for public. So, whether such system will be placed in place in Goa?
The Road Safety Council meeting in Goa, of which I am the chairman as a transport minister, has already decided to procure maximum cameras, high resolution cameras, which should automatically click photographs of the offenders, and the challenge will reach their home at their address where they live. So I also want to put maximum cameras in the most vintage points, in the most important points, where people will think nobody has seen. The minimum presence of police will be visible, but yet they will be visible when they get the challan at home that oh, I broke the law. And the new Motor Vehicle Act, it is with stringent punishment for serial offenders who go on committing mistake after mistake. So the law will take its course in terms of fining, cancelling the license, in terms of not allowing to drive. All these things will happen. So people have to get used to the new normal. Are we going to continue in the old sleepy mode? Those times have gone.
Sir, one last question I forgot to ask you. You were mentioning that new industries are inclined to come in Goa. Situation has changed now. Now the industries wants to come, because the atmosphere will be friendly. With regards to industry and in correlation with the employment, what would be your priority? Whether the employment
See, one thing I want to tell you. Already there are various stakeholders, associations even from outside Goa who want to organize a conference wherein industrialists, stakeholders, investors want to descend on Goa, and they say we will set up shop here. I told them, please wait for a while. I know I had such a conference in the 90s, and what a success it was. In Bombay also we had such a conference. I said wait for a while. I first want to modify, tweak my existing laws, my existing procedures, my existing SOPs to make it simpler for industry to come. Once I have transparency, once I have all those things in place, then I will have one such conference, and you will see the number of people that come. Obviously, when industry comes, employment will come. It is not the case of our government. When industry comes, economic activity will take place, employment will be generated, that they import everybody from outside. Locals should be given preference, and I will recommend to them very strongly that in the beginning itself, when your industrial work starts to happen, that time you have to send some people for training, because you know what type of manpower you need. Pick up some manpower from us, skill them, sending them if necessary even outside Goa. So when they come, they are employed in your company. So you have locals employed. So this may be the new normal for the company, and they will be happy to do it, because they should realize one thing: when they employ a local, you don't have to provide them housing, you don't have to provide them transport sometimes. So these are advantages which they also have. So they have to be convinced on that.
and likely that more trade fairs too will come up in Goa now, like in years to come.
See, you will see so many things happening. I don't want to place everything. In fact, if I say one or 2 points on which I am moving, then I am afraid I will be letting the cat out of the bag. You will wait for a little while. You will get the entire good policy, good industrial policy of Goa on the table, and all Goans will know, all India will know, and the world will know. You will have good people descending here.
So well, there are so many surprises that are yet to come in Goa with regards to Panchayat, with regards to transport and industries. People of Goa would witness several changes under the leadership of Minister Mauvin Godinho. So we wish him also all the best for his initiative. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So thanks a lot. Keep watching Goa News now.